Exploration is one of the core principles of Guild Wars 2, and the open world is also the largest part of the game. But what exactly are they? There are a lot of different parts of the game that come together to make the open world experience what it is. Today we are going to go over everything that there is to do in the open world and how you can begin doing it. Starting off, we have the world as a whole. At the time of making this video, there are a total of 63 zones. This includes 6 large cities, which have less content than the other zones. This number also does not include all of the various instances, festival areas, and many other locations outside of the open world. All these maps are spread out across the world and are located in various different regions. Some maps hold similarities to each other, such as maps that are right next to each other in the same region, but are also completely unique in the content that is in the map. Each map is also isolated and its own thing. When you are in a map like Caledon Forest, you are in Caledon Forest. You are able to explore the entirety of that map, but you can only explore that map. In various spots around the map, you can find the entrances to other maps that are connected to the map you are in, which you can walk through to enter the next map. Each map will connect to various other maps. In Caledon Forest, for example, there is the capital city for the safari race, as well as 3 other zones right next to the forest that you can travel to. As you explore each map, you can complete different map completion objectives. Assured waypoints allow you to instantly travel to them from anywhere in the world, as long as you are out of combat and are able to cough up the tiny fee to use it. Waypoints are important to unlock because it's kind of like a checkpoint in a zone. Once you reach the waypoint, if you die or leave the area, you can easily return to the waypoint without having to run all the way back from a further away waypoint. Additionally, as you create a new character, you can instantly unlock the first waypoint for each of the 5 different races you can play as. So if you create a Safari character and decide you want to play through the Norn starting area at level 2, you can waypoint straight there and start your adventure. Renown Hearts, also known as tasks, are similar to what other MMO players would consider as quests. In various parts of the world, you will stumble upon an individual or group of people who need help. You can see what you need to do in order to help them, and you also have the option to talk to them to get even more details. You can wander around the area and complete any number of different objectives you want in order to complete the task. You can also focus on doing one thing, such as killing a bunch of enemies, or can diversify your goals and do a little bit of everything. The nice part about tasks is that you don't have to talk to anyone to get started. As soon as you wander into an area, you can get started. But if you want to purchase some extra rewards after completing the task, make sure you talk to the NPC giving you the task. As you progress further into the game, you will discover that newer zones have repeatable tasks, where you only need to complete the task once for map completion, but can complete it once a day to purchase daily rewards from the NPC. Around the world are notable points of interest that mark important or interesting spots. You can walk into the general area to unlock the point of interest and see what cool thing is there. It might be a town, or a statue, or a cave, or a bridge, or any number of various other things. You can also find vistas around the world which allow you to view a cinematic overview of the area around you. They are often in harder to reach locations that will require you to navigate the world in a more interesting way, possibly making you have to do a little bit of a jumping puzzle in order to reach it. And lastly are hero challenges. These are a variety of different challenges, such as a puzzle or boss fight that you can complete to unlock hero points. Hero points are used to unlock new skills and passive traits for your character, to make you even stronger and give you more options to approach combat. As you explore each zone, you can work towards unlocking all of these different objectives. If you are able to get every single objective in a zone, you will complete that zone and unlock bonus rewards. You can map complete every open world zone in the game, but when we look at the core release of Guild Wars 2 with all the original maps that came out, you can also unlock world completion, where if you are able to complete every single original zone in the game, you can complete the world and unlock a special title as well as items important for making certain legendary weapons. Beyond map completion, one of the biggest aspects of open world exploration are the events that you can find around the world. Events come in all different shapes and sizes. Sometimes you may need to collect some apples to make some apple pie. Sometimes you may need to defend a town, otherwise it will be captured. If it ends up being captured, you may have to reclaim the town in a different event. Sometimes there will be a dangerous enemy that is wandering around the countryside that you and a few friends or strangers may need to take down together. Some events will lead into other events, whereas you complete one event, another one will begin immediately after. Perhaps centaurs are attacking a nearby bridge and you have to work to defend it. Once you fight back against the centaurs, you can launch a counter-offensive on their base and work together to destroy it. After destroying the base, their leaders will come out of a nearby cave and you will have to work together to defeat the leader and weaken the centaur presence in the area. Sometimes you will find events that are called meta events. Meta events are the biggest pieces of content in the open world of Guild Wars 2. Sometimes you will be fighting a giant world boss that will require dozens of people to work together to bring it down. Sometimes you will be completing long map-wide sieges to push against enemy forces and to claim territory. Sometimes you'll have to brave a sandstorm to discover hidden loot and fight a variety of enemies. These events often require a massive amount of people and are the biggest moments of story in the open world. Map completion and open world events work hand in hand. With every map that is released, you can find events, meta events, and map completion objectives to work towards. Tasks will often lead you to areas where nearby events are happening that you can participate in. But beyond map completion and open world events, there are a ton of hidden secrets around the world. There are a lot of chests, secret areas, hidden characters, and more that you can discover in your journeys. The two biggest pieces of content in this category that you can find around the world are jumping puzzles and mini dungeons. Jumping puzzles are scattered throughout the world and are puzzles of various lengths which require you to jump from platform to platform, similar to a platforming game. Some jumping puzzles have unique mechanics that you have to interact with in order to complete the puzzle, such as Goem's Lab, which requires you to find proper attunements from attuner devices in order to access the various Ashura gates needed to progress through the puzzle. Or how the Hidden Garden requires you to collect 4 different cantles of the various elements in order to complete the puzzle. Should you find your way to a jumping puzzle, you can complete it for a relatively minor reward as well as an achievement. Mini dungeons are similar in style to jumping puzzles, but tend to have less jumping involved and focus more on other puzzle and combat elements. You can find them all across the world and dive deep into them to overcome any challenges that face you. Should you complete a mini dungeon, you can unlock a chest with some minor rewards, as well as earn yourself an achievement, marking your completion of the mini dungeon. With Guild Wars 2 having an open world where you can do anything you want, there are a ton of opportunities, content, objectives, and rewards you can unlock. A lot of the time, people can feel overwhelmed when approaching the open world because of how much stuff there is. But the game guides you through open world content in 2 distinct ways. The first is through story. Playing through the story of Guild Wars 2 is the primary way that people unlock and reach new maps in the game. As you play through the story, you will be directed and sent to brand new maps to explore, and the story will also guide you through parts of the map. So if you are ever feeling overwhelmed about what to do, you can start a story chapter and play through it, being guided to and through a map that you can also explore alongside it. The second way that Guild Wars 2 guides you is through a relatively complex achievement system. Achievements provide you with various different challenges or markers of completion that you can work towards in order to unlock various rewards. There are a ton of achievements in the game, but when we look at open world content specifically, we can look at a few different categories. The achievements page and all the various categories are pretty confusing, especially for newer players, so I'm going to do my best to explain it all for you. The general category includes a lot of content available in the base game, as well as content available further into the game. Here you can find achievements for jumping puzzles, mini dungeons, world bosses, and more. There are also achievements for instance content like dungeons, as well as many other various general achievements. The collections category is similar to the general category as it features a wide variety of achievements across all the game. There are several collections throughout this category that you can work towards and complete in the open world. When approaching Guild Wars 2's expansions, each expansion has its own category that houses all of the open world achievements available in each expansion's open world maps. Looking at Heart of Thorns as an example, there are achievements for each of the 4 Heart of Thorns maps, as well as achievements for all the mastery insights located around Heart of Thorns, and then achievements for unlocking each of the specializations that were added to all the professions in Heart of Thorns. Looking at various Living Road releases, we can look at the Story Journal category to find open world achievements for those releases. This is a little confusing, as the Story Journal includes achievements for all of the story content in the game, as well as open world content for specific releases. The Story Journal does not include open world achievements for any of the expansion content, base game content, as well as Living World Season 2, as we talked about where you can find those achievements. It does, however, include open world content for Living World Season 1, Season 3, Season 4, the Icebreed Saga, and the updates added after End of Dragons. There are also various daily achievements you can complete in the open world every day. The Strike Mission and Fractal daily sections are for instance content, and some achievements in the daily section are sometimes instance content, but everything else is for open world content that you can find throughout the game. And lastly, there is the Side Stories category. Here, you can find a lot of achievements that are spread across the entire game. The Seasons of the Dragons achievements are very similar to the Story Journal achievements we talked about earlier, where they cover both open world and story achievements that you can complete in order to unlock the legendary amulet Prismatic Champion's Regalia. There are also various other achievement sections, some of which cover really fun open world stories that act almost like traditional quests. These sections are Conservation of Magic, Justice of the Blade, Anomalous Occurrences, Transfer Chaser, Knight of the Thorn, and Portal Panic. So all of this was a lot. I'll throw down a simplified version in the description if you ever want to look at this list, but simplified. With so much content available in the open world and so many achievements to complete, a lot of people can spend a lot of time playing through everything and still have more to go for. I have spent thousands upon thousands of hours in the open world, and I have pretty much completed everything that there is to offer, but even I still have many achievements and many different rewards that I can unlock. Overall, I hope this guide helped you better understand what open world content in Guild Wars 2 is and what you can do in the open world. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I will happily answer them. Have a good one, everyone.